Echoes of Her Heart International Folktales. Title: When Blood Turns Against Blood. The Tale of Kemi, Teo, and Shola. Based on a true story. In the land where family should be a shield and sisters a blessing, a tragedy unfolded. This is the story of Kemi, a beautiful and hard-working woman whose younger sister, Shola, betrayed her in the cruelest way possible. The elders often say, "It is not the stranger outside that destroys a home. It is the serpent within the family compound." Part 1. The Happy Beginning. Kemi and Teo were a young couple, blessed with 2 children, Tunji, age 5, and Dupe, age 3. On the surface, they looked like every ordinary Nigerian couple, hustling, smiling, managing life. But the truth was that Kemi was the backbone of the family. She worked in a big oil firm, earning a salary that many could only dream of. Quiet and humble, she never flaunted her wealth. It was Kemi who bought the house they lived in. It was Kemi who paid most bills. And it was Kemi who secretly supported her mother-in-law and Teo's siblings. Teo, on the other hand, worked at a microfinance bank. His salary could barely compare to Kemi's, but Kemi respected him, treated him like the head of the home, and never allowed anyone to disrespect him. Life seemed good. Their children went to school, they had a roof over their head, and peace lived in their home. But behind every sunshine, there is sometimes a shadow. When Kemi conceived their 3rd child, little Titi, her joy was cut short. The pregnancy was filled with complications. She was in and out of hospital, weak, fragile, yet hopeful. Finally, after months of struggle, she gave birth through a cesarean section. But tragedy struck. The doctors told her, "Madame, you may never walk again." Her world shattered. For 3 long months, she was confined to a hospital bed. Teo tried his best, running between the children and the hospital, but the burden was too heavy. So, Kemi's family decided to send her younger sister, Shola, to stay with the children. Shola was a pretty young lady, vibrant and full of youthful energy. She took up the house chores, woke up early, prepared Tunji and Dupe for school, and cooked meals. Outwardly, she looked like a blessing sent to support her elder sister, but inside her heart was a dangerous seed waiting to sprout. One Saturday, Shola returned home from her part-time university lectures. She rushed to the kitchen, tying her wrapper tightly as she bent over to cook. Teo walked in, his eyes resting on her figure. He whispered under his breath, "Wow, she has such a fantastic shape." That was the beginning of the downfall. At first, it was stolen glances, then unnecessary conversations, then subtle touches. Shola did not resist. She entertained her brother-in-law's advances, forgetting the blood that tied her to Kemi. Back in India, where Kemi had been flown for advanced treatment, a miracle was happening. Against the doctor's expectations, she had begun learning to walk again. Hope was returning to her life. But back at home, her husband and her own blood sister were digging a grave for her marriage. Months passed. Shola's secret grew heavier, literally. She was pregnant. She hid it well, avoiding neighbors and visitors. But one day, Susan, Kemi's colleague, stopped by the house to check on the children. Her eyes widened in shock when she saw Shola, heavily pregnant. That night, Susan called Kemi in India. "Kemi, my friend, please stay strong. There is something happening in your home. Your sister, Shola, she is with child, and it is not a stranger's child." Kemi's heart nearly stopped, but Susan, wise and careful, advised her, "Do not confront them yet. Come home silently, see with your own eyes." By this time, Shola was pressuring Teo to make it official. "Go and pay my bride price," she insisted. Part 1 ends. Do you think Teo will agree to go pay Shola's dowry? Do these practices exist in your culture? Well, let's find out in part 2, please. Subscribe, like, and drop a comment. Then continues. Like a weak man, blinded by lust, Teo traveled with her to their village. When Shola's father heard of it, he almost collapsed. "My daughter, how can you do this wickedness to your own sister?" But her mother shocked everyone with her words. "At least she did not go outside the family. It is still the same bloodline." The father was furious. "Woman, you are a devil! What kind of mother encourages such abomination?" But Shola was unmoved. Teo paid her bride price secretly, and she returned to the city as the new wife. The day Kemi returned from India, she limped, but with a strong spirit. With joy, she rushed to her home, eager to surprise her children. But what she met froze her blood. Inside her kitchen, she saw her husband cooking, with her sister Shola by her side, swollen with pregnancy. Her legs trembled. Her heart sank. "Shola, whose child are you carrying? When did you get married? You had no decency to tell me?" Shola, bold and shameless, replied, "Welcome, sister. This is life. Accept it." Teo stammered, "Kemi, I can explain." But it was too late. Kemi broke down in tears. She packed a few belongings, took her children, and left to Susan's house. There she cried bitterly. Susan held her and said, "Better to lose a man than to lose your soul. You are strong, my friend." Kemi went to her father, who wept upon seeing her. But her mother still repeated, "Forgive, it is still the same family." Kemi shook her head. "Mother, I will never forgive you. You are the snake that destroyed my home." Not long after, Kemi left for the United States with her children. She rebuilt her life, started afresh, and by God's mercy found love again in a good man who cherished her. Meanwhile, Teo and Shola's paradise turned to ashes. The house, it was in Kemi's name. Her lawyers threw them out. They ended up renting a single room in a poor neighborhood. Shola suffered during childbirth, cursed by the villagers who mocked her. "You sister's husband snatcher! You are a disgrace!" Her beauty faded. She aged before her time, selling oranges by the roadside to survive. Teo became a drunkard, bitter and useless, until death found him lonely in his bed. Even their mother, who once defended Shola, fell sick and died miserably. 5 years later, Kemi heard about Shola's suffering. By then, Shola had a little daughter, Bisi, who knew only hardship. Susan advised Kemi, "Do not punish the child for the sins of her mother." Kemi agreed. She took Bisi with her to the U.S., raising her alongside Tunji and Dupe, giving her the life her mother could not. But one thing Kemi never allowed, Shola was never permitted near her or her home again. Thus ended the tale of betrayal and redemption. Kemi rose from the ashes, blessed with a new husband and a new life. Shola wasted her youth chasing another woman's home, only to be left with sorrow. The elders say, when a child washes his hands clean, he dines with elders. But when a child steals food from his own mother's pot, he eats alone in shame. Moral lessons. Betrayal from within destroys faster than an enemy outside. Sisters are meant to protect each other, not fight over men. Wealth without wisdom leads to destruction. Children should never be punished for the sins of their parents. No matter how long it takes, the wicked will always reap the fruit of their actions. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and share for more.